bit of technical difficulty this morning. I want to say good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Saturday. It's not real bad here today in Michigan and wherever you're from. I seen Florida was in the house. So look, wherever you are from, drop it into the chat. Drop it into the chat. So Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Reverend Frederick Powell, Kamala Buford, AJ, Cattle Cartel. Okay. R. Murphy, North Carolina, Merck 76. Good morning, Lumi. You behave on here today. Good morning, Miss Eartha, Queen Eartha Logan. Good morning, Tia. Listen, yeah, we gonna good morning, the Joy Elise. We got a lot to get. Good morning, Sheena B. Listen, we got a lot. Salty Chef, good morning. Good morning. We have got a lot to get into. A lot. And so, Salty Chef, that's right. You are from Saskatchewan, Canada. Saskatchewan. See, I said it right the first time. Saskatchewan, Canada. Just what do you call it? North of our borders. So look, Chicago, Chi-Town. So let's Martha Thomas. Good morning. Denver, what the Mile High City. Melissa, good morning. Memphis, Tennessee. Good morning. Look, Big Daddy. Somebody on the name was Big Daddy. Good morning. Good morning, JWC from the 5th Ward. Listen, good morning, everyone. We were having some technical difficulty. If I did not see your name, I do have them now on the side as we are working things out. Hey, good morning from Sag Nasty. Rhonda, good morning. So if I don't say your name, charge it to my mind and not to my heart, because it is definitely not to my heart. So because they're going really quick on my side. They really are. So Producer Jay, how are you this morning? Did he go away?
Good morning. Good morning. No, I'm here. I was listening to you and trying to fix these technical difficulties in the back. So, but good morning. Good morning, everybody.
So are we going to be ready to get started? I need to share.
We're going to try, and if not, I'll work on it while we're going.
While we're doing it.
Yeah.
So if you are listening, do me a favor, click like, share to your page. Then down at the bottom, click like, share, and subscribe. Click like, share, and subscribe. And then boost it out, and then make sure you like it to boost out our algorithm. Good morning, DeAndre. Good morning, Avis. To help. Good morning, Carson. So if you can click like, share, and subscribe to boost out our algorithm, and that's what we need. We're gonna go over a lot of stuff. A lot. Good morning, Michelle. So I need to do a couple of things on my end also. Now. So, okay. So I just took a Benadryl. Now, if I doze, but no, listen, it don't even make me sleepy. But I did just have to take one because I have had the sneezies. And it's like this little, weird cough. Good morning, Jessica. How you? Good morning, Alan Lynch. So, okay. We are going to get started because Lord knows there is a lot that is going on this past week. There is a lot. Darnell Dumas. Good morning. So producer, we're gonna talk about some of the things. I'm just gonna give like a highlight. One, the Supreme Court came back about Beverly Biggs, that 3rd ward seat in that election that was not certified. Then we have got we're gonna get producer on it. Look, producer is on it, y'all. Look, I mentioned it and boom, it's up. So the Michigan Supreme Court won't take up Flint City Council recall election. So where do we go from here? That is one of the big things that third ward seat that they're stating that they won't take the case up. I have not read the case in its entirety. I have not. One thing when it comes to Flint, a lot of things. Good morning, Carol Kincaid. It can be. Good morning, Auntie M. It can be a little, not little. Things can be difficult. Good morning, Stephanie. So Supreme Court won't take it up, and then I don't have the case that is up to read it. I don't. Can we get in? Does it allow us to read it, Producer Jay? Because some there we go. MLI's content. So it says the can we make it bigger? Because look, I'm old and can't see real well. Thank you. It says for Michigan, the state's highest court has denied a request to weigh in on whether the result of the recall election in Flint should be determined who takes a vacant seat on the Flint City Council. The Michigan Supreme Court last week granted immediate consideration of the request and denied a leave to appeal in the case of Beverly Biggs, who finished as the top vote getter for the November 5th recall election. She was the top voter, which gives us an indication of what the will of the voters is. She was the top voter. Second person came in was A.C. Dumas. Beverly Biggs was one of the candidates on the ballot in the third ward election that sought to remove the late Quincy Murphy. But because Murphy died on September 29th, just days after the absentee ballots had been printed and became available to voters, Genesee County and state election officials said that the results of the election would be invalid because Murphy's death meant he was no longer an official office holder. I'm sorry, y'all, and therefore not subject to recall. Biggs Levy, who sponsored the recall, challenged the election officials' interpretation, filing a lawsuit against them and seeking to preserve the election results. The state court claims dismissed her complaint against the Secretary of State Joycelyn Benson, the election division Jonathan Brader, and the State Court of Appeals denied an immediate appeal, leaving the request to the Supreme Court. So I have not read the full case. One of the issues that I saw in the case that it was the process. How did we get it to? And it states in here, it had already, ballots have been printed, voters have been voting, and they just stopped. They stopped. So you have the issue that people are spending money on, they spend money on campaign literature, campaign funds. People were campaigning. And so the state did not actually, the state said that what they should do is consult with the legal attorney, which I have put that up. We don't have to put that up, producer. But they had said state or consult your legal attorney, which means the clerk should go to a legal attorney. Our city clerk does not have a separate attorney. She uses the same as the city attorney. The prior clerk, Inez Brown, had in her budget a separate attorney, which alleviates a lot of these unnecessary issues that we keep having. It is a conflict of interest to use the same attorney that the mayor is using because the attorney is appointed by the mayor and serves at the pleasure of the mayor, like the police chief, like the city administrator. They serve at the pleasure of the mayor. That's just a fact. And so I was not in agreement. We look at the process. They had started voting, and we could use a comparison. The comparison is, let's compare to Tim Sneller, who died in office in, I think, August. The election went on. And what they did was allow and open up for more people to join as write-ins, and they used those results, and they appointed someone. Only in Flint will they drag on in an election because they're trying to place who they want. They're trying to place who they want. So I got a call, which is interesting enough, from Judy Priestley, and she had asked me, said, and by the way, Judy Priestley's sister is the one who's now recalling me. Okay. So Judy called and she asked me, what did I think about opening up the race? What did I think about opening it up? Because they wanted to open it up to allow for other candidates. Well, absolutely not, because you're shopping for a candidate. what happens to the candidates or those who were wanted to run, and now you want to open it up to allow more people to run? No, they're shopping. She called me for that. And I told her, no, I'm not in agreement. No, absolutely not, because you got 4 candidates, and the 4 candidates for the election are the same 4 candidates for the selection, exact same. While they feel, number one, I believe they have said they wanted Carrie Nelson. They have said it. Carrie came in, was it last? I think he came in last or next to last. And so with him coming in last, the will of the people. What does the people want? What do the people want? The people said, number one, we want Beverly Biggs. That she was the top vote getter. You saw it in the article. Number 2, it was AC Dumas. I think number 3, was it Quincy? And then I don't remember Rich and Carrie. I don't know which row, but you had 5 people. But I want to say it was Carrie last. He was 4th or 5th. So while they're shopping around for voters, that to me is disturbing our election process. And the fact that, thank you, Producer Jay. So we can look and see right here. Beverly Biggs had 589. We have Dumas at 548. We have Quincy would have had 309. We have Carrie 296, and Richard Jones at 206. So the will of the people, I mean, if this was an election and Quincy was still here, he would have lost this race. He would have lost the race. And then we've got Beverly Biggs, who came in first. Now, so the will of the people, they got out. So here's the thing, they've been saying, oh, well, my people didn't vote. People voted in this election. They absolutely voted. And we need to honor the will of the people. The will of the people, the top vote getter was Beverly Biggs. Second was AC Dumas. Now, the other 4 don't like them. They don't like Beverly. They don't like Dumas. I don't even know if they really like Rich, to be honest with you, because Liddell used to put Rich out every single meeting. He wouldn't even have to be talking, and she would put him out. And so their person was Carrie. Now, what's interesting is Liddell didn't support Quincy. I don't even know if his family knows that. She was telling different businesses she was supporting Carrie Nelson in this race. But she used the grief of this family to come and cause a disturbance on October the 14th. She looked at the numbers. There were 515 signatures required to recall Quincy. I believe there were over 700 and something that were actually had been received. They stopped counting like at the number that's required. And so his untimely death put them in a limbo because they pushed things through. They didn't let us ask questions. It would be call for the question, call for the question, call for the question. We had call for the question on the administrative consent order. We had call for the question on putting the I believe the press back in, I call it the timeout corner. When we look at what call for the question was, they used it to shut down and control and move things along. They weren't considerate, not considerate at all, not considerate of the residents, not considerate of their colleagues. And so when Judy gave me the call, this was it this week or was it in the last week, within the week, last week, and asked me about opening that back up for Third Ward. No, absolutely not. Not doing it, because to me, you should not be disenfranchising voters or candidates. Them candidates had campaigns. They started campaigning, and then to open it back up, where does it say that we open it back up? They've been shopping around for what they want to do and bum rushing their way through. So we have a meeting Monday. I have not had time to read the agenda. I have not. Yesterday I was volunteering. Yesterday was a very full day for me. So we're going to go on to what does the charter state about elections? And that is going to be on page producer 23, 24, and 25. I think I sent that to you in a collage. And so what they're trying to do is definitely prevent Beverly Biggs from getting that seat. They do not want her to get that seat. And they're willing to do whatever they can. Also with the maintaining president, we're going to get into that, of the city council. Maintaining those seats, the president, the vice president, the finance chair, and then the two governmental ops and legislative, they're vacant anyways. And so they're doing anything. There's no mechanism to to stop them from breaking quorum. And it's funny because with the news, they broke quorum. The reason why we did not get a president or vice president was because they broke quorum. They broke quorum. So one of the things someone says, Councilman Burns, are you and the other three council considering doing a press conference? I think there is a need for one. Yes. Yes. Because one thing is about it, they take they twist and contort the truth to make it, I don't even say make it, well, people they're not good, they don't give good information nor accurate. And as you listen to all of them, I mean, they got a reason to fight for what they're fighting for, because we got to look at who's voting on who to get money. The 5 of them vote together. 5 of them have something to get out of it. And we're going to get into that. So producer Jay, I want to go on to, we're going to go on to, because one of the big things is, they keep saying, you guys, they're not taking their seats. And it was really odd, because the entire time, which she posted on her page, Gaslighting This Community, Liddell posted pictures of all of everyone. She posted pictures, and she took them in screenshot. And so that was during the entire the entire meeting. So I'm going to go on to because I like to stick to the charter. So y'all gonna have to bear with me just a little bit. Just a little bit. So one of the things, why are we not taking our seats? I do not call around to ask anybody to not take their seats. That's not what I do. That's just, thank you, Producer Jay. So there's the charter, which is very clear. So Liddell Lewis, she is gaslighting this community. So she puts up, when someone shows you who they believe them. She has this fixation on Dennis Pfeiffer. And then she goes, tonight, while we were in our elected seats trying to secure $200 million in investment from the former Buick site, a company with hundreds of jobs, representation for the 3rd Ward, a payment center on the north side for accommodation of elderly, which I'm not voting for, and I'm going to get into that later too. And major other projects in the 5th and 8th Ward. Well, she's going after JWC and Pfeiffer, because they Judy and her kept saying the same thing. And those are road projects in their ward. And those are road projects in their ward. Judy, look, we need to know about your finance report. Why haven't you filed? You owe $4,325, and your sister is the treasurer. And you paid for your kitchen cash. And then you borrowed $600 about 5-6 weeks before from Trevor. But you got cash for a kitchen? Okay. So, Producer Jay, I think there's another one that's a second part to that one, is it? To secure the 3rd Ward, a payment center, and in the north side to accommodate the elderly and the handicapped. The much anticipated lease for Hasselbrink Center. Now, y'all, let me say, the lease is not much anticipated, because the date on it's the same lease. It's July 19th. Now they're bringing this lease up like it's great. That lease is still used to start at $3,500. Then they reduced it to $2,000 with a $1,500 credit, with 10% of whatever they leased that lease out to. And then they had to have for each occurrence $2,500. So say the furnace is broke down and there's someone through, each time $2,500 for whatever issue that the city building has, that they would have to pay. Not a one-time occurrence for 1 year, which is what it should be, which they are fine with that. That's not what it is. And then the micromanaging of who they can and who they cannot lease it to. Who they can and cannot lease it to. And so that lease, Hasselbrink is not all of a sudden great. The lease has not changed. The administration has not met with Hasselbrink again, even though they have requested to go back over and talk about the lease. They have. So now Hasselbrink is important. But you know what we didn't hear for the first word? We didn't hear them say, well, Councilman Pfeiffer did say, let me see you call Councilman Leon L. Alameen at home. Did Leon L. Alameen send in, because he wasn't there to discuss that. He didn't show up for that Hasselbrink. You know, did they say, did he send you an email? Did he get an excuse absence? It's the foolishness that residents should be tired of. And when I get when people say get rid of the whole council, but you got 4 council members who are making sure they do right by the residents. And look, y'all, my charter finally fell apart. It literally, look, this one did. I got another one. So we are trying to follow the charter. The other ones, we're going to get into how you change the charter and not by a council rule either. So she did this all night. And so then she says, this behavior stagnated city of the cost of taxpayer. This is unfair and inexcusable. This doesn't sound like they have our best interest at heart. Well, Liddell, you got $1,500 from Ashley Capital. You got another $50,000 for the nonprofit you created. And then you actually changed the director and treasurer in September of last year after I brought it to your attention that you were receiving money for your nonprofit that you created. And by the way, your name is on the bank account. You have access through your EIN number. You opened up the bank account. So stop with it. We got 3 council people on there who have nonprofits, because that's the new hustle. And they voting to give their own selves money. So as during this meeting, can we put up the picture she was taking? Because there, you can tell that from her seat. She's taking pictures to post on social media. So I think it was a collage. They're far back. You can see like the partitions.
Yeah, just give me a minute to get those uploaded. Okay. It'll take just a second.
Okay, well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna put up some. So take a page out of Eric May's playbook. JP6 says, Jeremy, right is right, wrong is wrong. I will always continue to be on. It's down at the. I can't scroll it down. So JWC, I agree with that. I can't see all of it now. And good morning, Kawana. Good morning. And grand rising to you, Bobby Burton. So when we talk about, what Jessica, why does Liddell always speak like she has a mouthful of hot, sparkling Twinkie cream? So I don't even know. Okay. So she's very aggressive when she talks. So I'm going to speak from myself. The charter does not speak to, the charter is very clear. The charter is very clear that if you want to change the charter, how you change the charter. So when they decided to add in this council rule 3.1, which states, and I've read it before, the council rule, it states the council shall have a president and vice president chosen by the majority of the council members elect for a term which shall end on the second Monday in November. That's the charter. That's verbatim. This is the number one, uno first time that our charter has not aligned with our council rules. It is the first time. Why? Because they have a mechanism in place that if we start rounds on Monday, they leave, they still retain the position as president, vice president, and finance chair. They don't, and the finance chair does not, that one goes along with the president. None of those seats are theirs. So they are holding up the business. They can walk out, and all 4, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, all 4 walked out at the same time. All 4 walked out at the same time. Every single one. So what does it state within 30 days? And this talks of organization of the council. Now, Davina keeps stating this, and this is wrong. but it tells you right there, the president shall be elected to a 1-year term. One is in uno, 1-year term. Now, what they have on here, they added or until a successor is elected. Now, y'all see what's right after that 1-year term. Y'all see that period? It's a period after that. That means it ends. It ends. It does not say that term should be extended. So what does a period mean? It says a period at the end of a sentence signifies that the sentence is complete and the statement is finished. Let me read that again for those in the back that didn't get that. What does the period mean? At the end, the period at the end of a sentence signifies the sentence is complete and the statement is finished. Okay, that statement is done. It shouldn't say or until a successor is elected. It doesn't state that. That's the charter. The charter, page 26. Y'all should know this by now because y'all probably sick of me saying this. And my little raggedy charter, page 26, states that there's a period. It doesn't mean 1 year, 2 days, 1 year, 1 day, 12 months, 3 weeks. It doesn't say that. It ends. Key points about periods. It's a function to signal the end. It's the end of a complete sentence. The charter is clear. That is the end of them being president, vice president, and finance chair. The end, finito. Using a period. Usage. Place a period at the end of a declarative sentence in the statement. It's at the end of the charter. That's the end of their term. Done, finito, period. It does not say and or until a successor. The legal department and the clerk had no business approving this goofy, invalid rule 3.1 because they need to make sure the charter is aligned with the council rules. It is their responsibility to do that, to make sure we are aligned. And we are not aligned. This is the first time the charter and the council rules are not aligned, which means 3.1 is invalid. The charter stops at, which shall end the second Monday in November. Period. They decided to add a comma. The charter got a period. There is no comma in the charter. Now, how do we change the charter? Charter was adopted by the voters. That means they took it to the voters, y'all. We went in there, filled it out. In August 7th, there was an election. There was an election. They voted on it August 7, 2017. It was effective January the 1st, 2018. Can we put up Producer J? How do we change the charter? It ain't by adding a comma in the council rules. It's not. So how do we change the charter? I think that one may have been, I sent that one. Here we go, y'all. Y'all. Listen, to amend the Flint City Charter, the Charter Review Commission reviews the charter and makes recommendations for changes. The commission's recommendations are then put to a vote by registered voters. If the amendment passes, it becomes the city's guiding document. If the amendment is rejected, the commission can submit up to 2 more revisions. If no revision passes 3 attempts, the current charter remains in place. The Flint City Charter Commission, made up of 9 members who are elected by the people. The commission holds public meetings and community events to gather input from residents. They changed the charter by adding until a successor is elected. You can't change the charter. It has to go to a vote of the people. A vote of the people. That didn't happen. That did not happen. And so when we have that, because they run and roll, the 4 of them are rolled, they shouldn't be taking those seats. They're done. Their term is done. Finito. Gone. Hasta la vista. Hasta la vista. Ciao, baby. Gone. Bye. Gone. And so they're making up, and in our law, this was under Attorney Kim. Now, he left this mess here. And now we have to deal with this mess. So how do you take your seat when we don't have a president? Who is going to put themselves through a personal hell again? The 5 of them voted to remove Councilman Mays for 30 days, then 90 days, then me for 30. I won my case, okay? I took it. I'm going to keep fighting for the people because they seem to keep getting it wrong. You elected by the people, for the people, and I work for all the people. But when you decide, and I'm going to take this to the front page, my little raggedy charter, y'all. It's adopted by the voters. By the voters. The voters didn't change the charter. You cannot make yourself the president by changing a council rule and tweaking it by using a system to a loophole. I had a word for that. By using a loophole to circumvent the charter. There we go, y'all. They're using a loophole to circumvent the charter. That is what they're doing. So when we do, not we, so when you have the council member saying, I'm not taking my seat. Nobody should be taking a seat to have a meeting chaired. The first order of business should be electing a president, a vice president, electing, and the president chooses a finance chair. That term goes together. It's married together with the president. Judy shouldn't be chairing. Liddell shouldn't be chairing. Candace shouldn't be chairing because they have not had the majority of the vote, which is 2/3. Y'all remember when under Attorney Kim, they were rounding down, not rounding up. Basic math, y'all round up. They were rounding down. The 2/3 rule tells you you're round up. Some of the resolutions have no business even being put into an official record. Why? Because they rounded down and they didn't round up. That is part of the clerk's problem too, to make sure we are in order, that she is the official record keeper, that the records with the city of Flint are in order and legally done, period. Now we ain't stuck with it. This invalid 3.1 rule, where it's a period in the charter, they done put a comma in that, or until a successor is elected. So I'm gonna read some of the comments. If it's not okay, then y'all moving quick. It's not a loophole. It's a misrepresentation of a black letter. Okay, Angela, I mean something that has power and authority. Shanetta, are you allowed to use money from your ward accounts to retain independent attorney? No, we're not. I've had to. My attorney is my responsibility financially. City has not, and I still have to go to the Michigan Appeals Court. But are the residents understanding this? Where are the voters on here? I hope they're listening. And this, look, thank you. Look, I need y'all to click, like, share, and we need to send this out. Click, like, share, subscribe. Click, like, share, and subscribe. Because this is, work that I could be doing. I'm busy correcting mess with. We got a whole legal team that's not doing their job. This is their responsibility. Markdown, let them know, Council Burns, I'm a teacher, and I said the same thing. A period ends a completed sentence. Oh, that went quick. Where did that comment go? Y'all, they moving quick. I can't even. Okay, thank you, Producer Jay. A period ends a completed sentence. If that was the case, it would have been a comma with the additional information. Thank you. Exactly. So what they have did, try to use a little loophole to circumvent the charter. People should be outraged. They should be outraged. So, hit the notification bell too. So look, we need y'all to click, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell. I don't even know how many people on here right now. Producer Jay, how many people on it? Because we should at least be able to get one like from everybody.
Yeah, you hitting almost 200. It's 186 right now. So,
okay, look, we should have 186 likes, y'all, to put this out there.
Right. If you're watching, you're watching for free, you can at least hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like button, y'all. Look, I done end up with a busted up chart, and look, I gotta find my I know two are in my office, but my charter is well used. I'm gonna have to look. I need my pages laminated with like the little dry eraser on them because your girl be going through her stuff. So when I look at when they keep gaslighting this community with bad information, they shouldn't be taking their seats. They are in violation of the charter. 3.1 is invalid. And that's not the only one that's invalid. They rigmarole these, if Carl Lewis is under, that's his word, rigmarole, these rules to try to make them work. And so when that doesn't work, we're going to talk about them. Oh, we're going to do this. Were you able to get the pictures up? Well, the whole time she's taking pictures of us. Let's go, y'all. Let's have a I don't know, were you able to get the pictures up? Y'all, I probably need a whole bucket of coffee, I'm gonna be honest with you. So the whole time we're there, this is Liddell Lewis taking pictures of residents. It's just really immature. She's taking pictures of her council members. She need to take a picture of that charter and follow it. And these bogus council rules, which some of them are invalid. She's taking a picture. That's Liddell taking one of Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter and of Sandy and Sandy's daughter, Brooke. She's taking pictures. She's taking a picture. She's taking a picture of me back there. Talking, going over I think I got my charter in my hand. I think I was going over the charter because you have the charter comes from the Home Rule Act. The Home Rule Act is what our charter is based on, which is the law. And then from our charter, we can make our council rules and then Robert's rules. So what I always say is I come to everyone. I try to put it, and I hope I'm putting it in a way that everyone can understand. I try to make it to where everyone can understand, to simplify it, is what I try to do. My attorneys are tired of me. They like, look here, because I'll be like, look, I got a question. Because, and we don't have attorneys that we can use that's outside. So what I have asked for, y'all, was the legal opinion of this charter being invalid. Now, the attorney be on here talking about Rule 3.1. He be talking in circles and loop-de-loops. Okay, and I told him, I said, you're not looking at the Home Rule Act and the charter. Now, off record, I heard he told him that it's a conflict. Now, they're supposed to be waiting on one from Clark Hill, but you cannot say the charter doesn't tell you that they get to stay. That term doesn't say you get to extend it. It's for 1 year and it's a period. It's done, finito, period. Okay, so can be threatening. Christopher Sims, taking pictures by her can be threatened, can be used for retaliation. Bullies and wrong. Okay, but there's something makes it. Oh, y'all coming for folks. Wait a minute. Okay, so I got to look what all I sent because it is when we then it's not easy. We come there to do our job and to work for the people. I want a better community. I want to make sure residents are represented. People don't vote in Flint because they don't trust and our politicians. They don't trust our local officials. And this is why I bring this to everyone. So why is another reason? Now, Councilman Jared wasn't there last week. She sent his stuff back, wouldn't vote, and just spiteful. She made reference to, again, I don't want him out here being ignorant. She made shots at Pfeiffer. She made shots at all of us is what she did. And so who wants to be back into a personal hell? No one. So my reason, we talk about conduct unbecoming, because the 5 of them voted to remove me for frivolous reasons. One, because no, I don't have confidence in our leadership. I absolutely don't, still don't, never will. Not in those individuals. No. One lie, the other swear by it, and the 5 of them stick together. So, or now the 4 of them. And so, no, I don't. And you have a right to protest. It's like they're telling people, oh, your sign, you can't have a sign. You know, you have to be still. Oh, the ministry of mind led. You can't do that. Just making up stuff. So let's start putting up a couple of the videos, and we're going to explain. First of all, let's put up the one. What is conduct unbecoming of a council member? Can you put the one up in the little green shirt that she got on, please?
Judy, you can rule him if you had an issue. She's standing up to nuts if you must.
I ain't even know. You threatened her.
And that's the problem. Wow. That's not. I've been threatened. So what we gonna do?
She wasn't threatened. She wasn't threatened. She wasn't threatened.
She said, what we gonna do?
There's no back and forth, and if there was I did not hear, I could not hear what he said. You're telling me that
Wait a minute, point of order. She is out of order. Madam Chair, she is out of order.
Out of order.
She is out of order. She out of seat. She's being argumentative, going back and forth.
Going back and forth, that will be your warning with Dr. Lewis. And Mr. Pfeiffer, do not yell from that seat.
So let me be clear. Councilman Pfeiffer was sitting in his correct seat. Who was not sitting in their correct seat, she was sitting in the 9th ward person seat, was Liddell Lewis. So for 2.5, 3 hours, she sat in the wrong seat. And according to you, because y'all know I got my rules, Rule 9.1, she was becoming argumentative. That's 27.2. You cannot, for any reason, become. Let me go back and read that to y'all. The stat. It's 27.3 because they revised these in April. So it's 27.3. Council members may not engage in any type of argumentative discourse with members of the audience at any time for any reason. 27.3, I'm reading one more time. Council members may not engage in any type of argumentative discourse with members of the audience at any time for any reason. Secondly, let's go to Rule 9.1. She was not in her seat. She refused to take her seat. Period. She was in a 9th ward person seat. It's not 9.1, it's 9.4. And the council rules. A council member must be seated at their designated seating place to vote. Her designated seating place is between 1 and 3. She's number 2. She's between 1 and 3. She decided to stay in her seat. I put a motion on the floor. I think we had maybe 2 or 3 to have her go back to her seat. She refused. Her entire time was there between her and Candace Mouchette to antagonize Councilman Pfeiffer, to call him a racist. And I'm so sick of her peddling this racist garbage. She needs to stop. Now, this is the council president, the entire meeting. So when I got up, because I was looking at Councilman Pfeiffer's face, you can only take so much. And both of them were the whole time going at him, calling him names, just going at him. So I got to say, and I went on, I said, I think you need to get up. And I got about my seat. It needed to be just de-escalated. Liddell causes confusion. She's a problematic person. We know she is. We know they didn't want her in Maryland. Maryland, she was the incumbent. Let's put those up while we're doing this. She was the incumbent. Can you split that screen? She antagonized him. And then when I went over there, she was so angry. She said, bitch. I was like, oh, bitch. She called me a bitch. Now that is conduct unbecoming of a council person. That is conduct unbecoming. So in 2018, she was the incumbent. She had been placed in this seat in Maryland, in District 27. So the final vote tallies. She had the seat. She was the incumbent. She ran for the seat. She had been placed in the seat, kind of like our selection process. Like our selection process that we have that's really not working right now. She was selected to be in this seat. So what happened? Once it went to the vote of the people said no. Angela Jones won by Her votes were 52,101. Second person that came was Cynthia Lee Collins. She had 30,538. She had 28% of the vote. Angela R. Jones had 48% of the vote. Then the third person, Nathaniel L. Wallace, came in with 17,747 votes. He had 16%. Liddell had 6,119, 5.7%. She left there. What did she do when she left there? Oh, I gotta get this one. After she, don't take that down. I need you to lead that up, producer Jay. Because I need to put, after she lost this race, what did she come to Flint to do? Y'all remember the janky video? Y'all remember that? And I'm gonna send that, delete, but leave that up while I'm talking, please. So she lost that there, came here. They did not want her there. She lost by, I think, like 46,000 is the difference between the from Liddell and Cynthia Collins. I think that is the I think that's the difference, which is a huge margin, a huge one. It's a 43% margin, I believe. That's pretty huge. And so, yeah, where is it at? And so I don't know, producer, if you can pull it up, because after she lost this race, she came here and decided to go off on Flint residents. And that's when she called, as she lost that race there, came here. She was there when she lost it. And then I don't know how, she just decided, hey, I'm going to come to Flint. And then she called Flint janky. Y'all remember the janky video? I don't know, producer Jay, if you can pull it up quicker than me. I didn't even think to play that one. Oh, there we go. I'm going to see you.
That didn't vote. It's 8 o'clock now. It's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you didn't vote in Flint, Michigan, you just didn't vote. And this song is dedicated to you and yours. Put your hands together. Yeah, yeah. What up, Roy? Put your hands together. Yeah. If you didn't vote, you janky. You janky. You janky. If you didn't go vote, you janky. You janky. So janky. Guess what? You janky. You janky. You janky. I said it. If you didn't go vote, you janky. You janky. You janky. Your kids gonna be janky. 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 Cause you didn't vote, your kids gonna be janky. Just janky. Janky. Yo, people, just janky. Yo, schools, janky. Yo, taxes, janky. Yo, water, just janky. Didn't go vote, you janky. You janky. You janky. One more time. If you didn't go vote, you janky. You janky. Player, you janky. That's for you. So if you in Flint sipping on bottled water as you watch this video, you janky. If you ain't a Flint, but you didn't tell a loved one in Flint to go vote, you janky. And I'm just gonna leave that there. So you guys have a great day.
We're gonna have a moment of silence for that video. Put up those, please put those results back up again. She had just lost. She was in Maryland at that time. You just lost the race in Maryland. Why are you throwing Flint into this? Why? Maryland voters clearly said that they did not want her in office, and she was serving. She was the person that was there. We now know by behavior that is exhibited why they didn't want her there. Oh, y'all wrong for them comments over. Flint has an opportunity. Flint's never going to be GM again. But we have our opportunity to redevelop ourselves. That is not leadership. She lost the race in Maryland. She was the incumbent. They didn't want her there. She came here. She consistently weaponizes the police. And we're going to show how she decided she was going to call Chief Green. I'm going to call Chief Green. And she did. She continues to disrespect her colleagues unless it's the ones that agree with her dictatorship. They are, thank you for putting those back up. She continues to cause problems. She gaslights this community with lies. And Taylor talked about how gaslighting, how you take a lie and you expand on the lie. And because you continuously repeat it, then it's to be believed. But what is true? That janky video. What's true? The election results right here on this page, which says she got 6,119 and Angela Jones got 52,101. And Liddell was the incumbent. She lost this race and decided to throw in Flint and Maryland for good measure. Just crazy. You know, our bottled water is janking. For those who say, oh no, she was speaking to the vote. What does voting in our schools have to do with that? Don't do that. You lost in Maryland and you decide to talk about Flint. You're going back and forth and you threw Flint in for good measure. When they love the power and position, and that's what it is, the love of the power and position, and to not hold power anymore, they will do anything to keep it. Anything. What is true? There is a period at the end of that 12 months in that charter. A period, stop. It don't go no further. Done, finito. So how do you take your seat when I know what the charter is? So someone said we need to get an attorney, independent one. Yeah, you know, a lot of attorneys don't even want to deal with Flint because of the garbage. That's just true. They just don't. They just don't. And but yes, and I'm not giving up. I'm gonna keep fighting for the residents because it's the people. I'm going to keep doing it because for me, it's about the people. I want to see something good, something done, something right. I want people, the voters, the residents, to believe that in your elected official, that your elected officials have your best interests. I know that 4 of them do. I know that Jerry Winfrey Carter, Dennis Pfeiffer, and I know that Jonathan Jarrett has your best interest. I know that they're independent. And we don't always vote together, but we vote for what's right for the people, as we should. We don't have nonprofits. We don't. We do not have them. And not saying that a nonprofit is bad, but when you have a nonprofit and you're on a council and you vote to give your nonprofit you're affiliated with, yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. So let's play the video. I just throw another one because I'm gonna circle back around. Whichever one is your choice. Look, y'all, I'm trying not to be on here for 5 hours today. I'm just saying. Yes, for those who say in the press conference. Yes.
The next resolution is 240141, reallocation of Arpa funds, Great Lakes Aquatic Habitat Network grants for youth job training.
My name is Candace Machat. I am the head of the Flint Community Lab.
I will entertain a motion.
Madam Chair. Oh, go ahead. I'll entertain a motion to send this to council. Excuse me.
Is there support?
Support.
There's been moved and properly seconded to send 240141 to council. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
To Emily, Dora, Great Lakes Aqua Habitat Network grants for resolution resolving that the appropriate city officials are authorized to do all things necessary, including executing any necessary agreement to appropriate funds for $300,000 to the Great Lakes Aqua Habitat Network grants. What would the youth job training be consist of?
This resolution did not come through administration.
Say that again?
This resolution did not come through administration.
It did not come through the administration?
Correct.
Why it didn't come through the administration?
Because council members can put things through that without having come through administration.
So this resolution was created by, okay, so hold on, let me, where you going? Don't you go there, go nowhere. You go, no, I'm just playing. So Emily, that, all my life, no, I'm just playing. So,
Mr. Taylor.
uh-oh, I ain't do it, Mr. Taylor. Uh-oh, Ted, it is.
So, request for information.
What's your request?
The request is that if you look at that resolution, look who signed it.
Hold on, let me look at it.
Okay, and look how it was presented. It was presented from the council.
Right.
So the administration don't have anything to do with that.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
So, Resolution 240141, this resolution, did y'all support this resolution?
We don't have anything to do with it.
Did y'all review this resolution?
Don't have anything to do with it.
Yes. Request for
Go ahead.
Okay, so did you know, as a member of the Arpa ad hoc committee, that we're at liberty to refer resolutions as we've done in the past? So I'll speak more about that on my time.
Okay. So are you aware that I've been applying or asking the ad hoc committee, and I have talked to you guys about a resolution for $300,000 for the food market. So,
request for information.
What's your request?
Did you know that we were not on that category yet?
Are you aware that we have approved a lot of resolutions and we wasn't in that category? But we approved them. So here this resolution is for $300,000. Here we got a food market. Did this application go through the process?
Yes.
It did go through the process. What category is this money coming from?
Request for, so this comes out of youth job training and administration. They did have a recommendation for this, so I just want to correct administration about that. So I just want to be very, very clear.
Say that one more time.
I said yeah. So this came through administration as well, and so but this is coming out of youth training applications. What happened was that the ARPA ad hoc committee, we went through the resolutions because unfortunately, when they are sent out from administration, they have varying amounts. So when some entities apply for, like say, 100,000, administration might say, okay, give them 500,000. And then when some entities apply for 500,000, they may say give them 100,000. So this was one of the resolutions that the administration, so they did have input on this.
So if they had input, why wouldn't they have created the resolution and bring before council, since we was on this category versus the council doing it themselves?
Well,
as they have always brought resolutions that they was ready to be approved with signed agreements. Because usually, they did, no, they ain't signed on this one. Oh, it's not signed from nobody. Oh, that's why Ed Taylor told me to look at the resolution at the bottom, because it's not signed.
So I'm sorry, speaking on your time. I'll you speak on my time. Proceed.
No, you okay.
Okay. And so we have forwarded through many other resolutions. So I'll give you one, for example, MOD. Administration or the Arpa ad hoc committee, they did not select. This is MOD. And so the Arpa ad hoc committee, we brought that resolution to council because there was no reason to deny them the money because we had the money there for blight.
So let me ask you this: even though y'all the ad hoc committee is 9 of us, and if we got recommendations, what happens to our recommendations that we wanting to apply for? So the food market
Request for information.
What's your request?
He does realize he requested for Good Church and it ended up on here. He does realize he was fully supported in that when he asked to have that come outside of his category, correct?
Hold on. Do you realize that I did not recommend Good Church? The administration recommend.
No. Okay. He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
No.
Right.
Good
All
Church
right.
is.
All right, that's your time.
I heard my colleague down there, and I don't know if she knew. I heard her say that I got you or whatever because I don't know whether because I separated this resolution. I have a right as a council person, and I don't want people to take my position as the 3rd Ward City Council lightly. And I respect you guys and y'all leadership and the work that y'all do in the community. But if I have a question or some concerns about a resolution, as a councilman, I should have a right to express my thoughts without feeling that I need to, don't say nothing, don't ask questions about this resolution. I'm not against the water testing. I just got some, no disrespect to the ad hoc committee, but I think all of us should be looking at applications. I think when y'all, no.
I'm not saying anything.
My colleague, Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter, asked us to have a separate meeting. I think what we should do, we should have a separate meeting to look at applications. So we all can make recommendations, not 2 people, all of us. And those who don't show up, that's on them. But I think we all should be looking at applications and making our recommendations and not waiting on a recommendation to come before the ad hoc committee. Because if it was left up to me, my recommendation would be give $300,000 for the cherry pick resolutions that y'all done cherry picked and approve other resolutions for other categories, for other things, and y'all weren't in that category. Now you want to talk about categories. You can't have them both ways. If we only dealing with categories, don't come bringing no resolution on nothing else and the category ain't there. I would like to make a substitute motion to move this to special affairs and have the administration sign off on this particular resolution.
There's a motion on the floor to send resolution 240141 to special affairs and to have the administration sign off on the resolution. Is there support?
Support.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm just concerned about the way the administration came up here about this resolution and how they hurried up and left and didn't want to stay here and ask questions. I just want to make sure we good on this resolution. So, long as they, yeah. Hold on. See, hold on. I hear my colleague down there talking again, and my colleague down there talking is just making me don't want to support this resolution, and it's almost like if I don't support it, I'm go get, she go whatever, and I don't
Request for
like.
information.
Request?
Request for information.
What's your request?
When y'all are down there talking to each other, do I assume it has anything to do with you, or it's about you, or do I just let you talk?
I'm done. I'm just going to abstain from this vote.
Thank you. Just really quick. So I just want to comment on having the extra meetings. I will not. I will not have additional meetings, because we had, when Madam Clerk Brown was here, she said that we have the most meetings that she's ever seen in council. I'm not going to have an extra meeting. We have the information. We are sent the information. Go home, take a look at this information, and from your due diligence, you bring it to the ad hoc committee. We'll get your resolution drawn up as per usual, as we've been doing. We will bring it to the body, and then we'll vote. I don't understand where it appears that we need extra meetings to discuss. No, not at all. Because if that's the case, they were saying that with the rules. You have the information, take it home wherever you go, make your recommendations, and then bring it back. And so again, I'm not interested in having extra meetings, because the Arpa ad hoc committee, when we take your recommendations, when we meet and when we look at the recommendations, when we come together, that is it. So please, let's make sure that we're doing our part. Let's not try to create extra meetings, because clearly, let's not create extra meetings.
This is the vote to send resolution 240141 to special affairs.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Ms. Worthing?
Yes.
Mr. Al-Alamin?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
I abstain.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no, 1 abstention.
5 yes, 0 no, 1 abstention. That will be sent to special.
Okay, I'm back. Now, y'all, the video don't lie. And Quincy would, me and him got along on some things. We did. It wasn't like that, like they try to portray. So Quincy abstained. That was Candace's Aqua, whatever, her $300,000. Ed Taylor came and said, hey, we ain't got nothing to do with this. He slid up there. The administration didn't have anything to do with this. And he was he made it very clear. The $140,000, which Quincy and I had talked about this a few times. And you can go back on some of the video, even when he walked down to my seat, I walked down to his seat, and it was for the good church. He's like, I need your support on this. Okay, well, absolutely, because they do get work. Good church is one of the only ones who came in with the actual presentation. Cyrus Park should be coming in with a presentation to see what they're doing with that money. What have they done with that money? There were things that him and I he said during my meeting, he said, I always see Tonya down there reading, writing in her notes and what's she doing, because it's for the people. And even with the issue with the lawnmower, I said, it was a nice lawnmower, y'all. And Quincy does cut grass. And that has been his thing. My issue was not disclosing it. Not disclosing it. That $300,000, Quincy absolutely dry snitched. Quincy also dry snitched when the bid rigging for those cars from Alcera with the lady in finance that her husband worked in there. Quincy told on that. Quincy dry snitched. Quincy told me. So when they try to say like, oh, Tonya and Quincy, don't do that. Well, I didn't have that. It is not personal. It is the business. So as they have gaslit their family, the four of them, shame on them, including Judy, including her, because she's a part of the problem with them. Y'all see how Candace talked to him. Oh, you were very well supported. You were very well. No. You know, you got a resolution. Quincy was like, you're not about to get $300,000. And I'll vote on it. And he didn't vote on it. That day he stood on business. He didn't vote. And then he went back and they were so, you could tell, like, nervous that they didn't want him to talk because them being them back meetings. He knew everything that was going on. He knew it. He knew it. Now, he knew every single thing. So when she mentions Clerk Brown, Liddell got together with her little group. They got rid of Miss Brown. She wanted her gone. What they had Quincy do was introduce the resolution. See, Liddell was very manipulative. Very, very manipulative. So she's talking about not create extra meetings. Then, girl, follow that charter. That city charter said there's a period after that. After the term of the president shall end on the second Monday in November. That's the charter. Then there's a boop or a bloop, a period, which means it ends. You creating extra meetings. Creating extra meetings. Because she doesn't want to give the position and the power. They don't. Because one lie, the other one swear by it. So how do you start a meeting? You ring it in, they not telling the truth. So this shows you Quincy stood on business. They lied to his family. Judy is a liar. Liddell's a liar. Candace a liar. Candace Flower said, I used to tell Eva, I'm a beater with a folding chair. And how many times she's heard that? Just a lie. Just a lie. And I'm going to tell you, and I haven't told a lot of people this, and everyone knows about the Alabama ship, the Harriet, where the issue with the black family and the white people and the fights in the chair. I never even posted it on my page. I never posted it on my page. And there were people who had actually gotten hurt. It was so controversial. But seeing that young man jump off the boat and look, he was swimming to get across that we are still fighting for justice, for equality, for respect, for dignity to this day. So for me, it hit me in a different way. And so when Candace told the flat out lie, I don't take, when someone has to resort to that level of violence and they fight and steal about things that my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my grandfathers, that everything that I couldn't be where I'm at right now in this council seat, fighting with a majority black council, which is crazy. I couldn't do what I'm doing if somebody didn't pave the path for me. The women's rights movement, the civil rights movements, the women's rights. You know, when we talk about how do we get to where we at, I understand someone cleared the path for me to get in this seat, and literally what they said, all my life I had to fight. That's literally how I feel with this. There is a lot that's going on. That meeting shows you exactly what Quincy was feeling. It's in his words. He stood on business that day. He exposed them with that $300,000. He knew who Great Lakes Aquatic was and who was going to get that $300,000. Now, here's where you'll hear the line that they say. I can't tell you how many times they say, Candace has said it, I did not vote on that. Yes, you did. You voted in committee meeting. There was 5 yeses, 1 no, 1 abstention. And it was Quincy who abstained. Candace, Liddell, Eva, Leon, whatever the 5 is, they voted on it. I'm sorry, Quincy did not. Quincy did not, but there were 6 there. The 1 abstention was Quincy's. He didn't go along with that garbage because he knew. And he did dry snitch all the way through that. He did a good job of it. I mean, that one was real. That shows why they want to keep the position and the power. That shows why. So, producer Jay, can you put up the look? And if y'all on here, can you put up the Cash App? Because I don't even know how many people we got over 200 people in here. I cannot do this. Tiny Burns gets zero funds from this. I do this to keep people informed. Flint can be like any other city. So if y'all get $5, $2, $10, $20, this helps to. It does not go to me. It goes for my producer because we have to pay for different programs. There's time. This is just the offset. I get zero. Y'all ain't gonna catch me up on no campaign finance. Orange is not my color. This is for him. There's different. We use Zoom, and we have to pay for these things monthly. StreamYard. I don't even know the name of the other one, but these are things that we use to get this to all of you. And then it's his time, And I could not do this without producer Jay. And literally, y'all, I think my last call to him was 1 something. Jay, what was my last call to you? Was it 1 something in the morning?
Yeah, like 1:15.
So 1:15 a.m. I'm on the phone going over stuff with them, literally. So if it's $5, if it's 10, if you feel in your heart to give 50 or whatever, it is greatly appreciated because as we're figuring out the program, our last call was 1:15. We probably set up about an hour. Trying to go with things, trying to take care of things. And so whatever you can donate, that will go to help to pay for the programs that we need to keep this show going as we update them and different things that have to be done. And I cannot do this without him, his help. And then and y'all see I can talk about some. I could not find the janky, by the way. He found it. He's on it. He uploads, he's getting the stuff going. He pays attention to what the conversation is, and he keeps it going. What'd you say? The Cash App is covering up the name. Okay, so let's. What is it, Jay? Do you have another one? It is $.
It's scrolling at the bottom.
Oh, it's scrolling at the bottom. It's $ producer J87. So it is at the bottom too. It is, and it goes. I'm gonna say it again. It is $ producer. The letter J is in Joshua 87. So whatever you can donate, I appreciate it. I do not benefit from this at all. This is to bring everyone information so that it's factual and so that it's true. So let's upload another. Oh, thank you. It's in it. Look at Patrick Jean. Look, you know the country when they have their middle name and their first name. Thank you, Patrick Jean. Thank you. So there we go. You can leave that up while we're doing it. So I cannot do this without him. And there's different programs as we are tweaking things, getting things going. Tonya is not getting a dime, nothing. This go and ain't no he gonna get it split 50. No, it pays for the program. There's no split. I have to have a producer with the amount of information, the videos, with the uploads, because it's a 2-person process or more technically. And I do my own research, which takes a lot of time, and then to be on the same page with him. So it is. It's in the comments. It's $ producer J87. So producer is $ producer J87. Okay, let's go on to our next video. And then it'll be, can you keep the scroll across the bottom? My coffee almost should be iced coffee, y'all, now. So, okay, next. Choose. So, no. I want you, I'm sorry, producer J. Let's put up the money part. So we just finished with Quincy's video. This is why they're fighting for these positions and not telling the truth. So let's taste them. So what snacks do you want for Monday's meeting? A martini, shaken, not stirred. No, but look, can we put up the the money person?
Which one?
No, let's put up let's put up the WNEM with Leon L. Alameen speaking. It's the news one. Because then, and after that, I want to put up. Let's look at his money.
Okay, tell me again. What we going?
It's going to be him doing the interview. Leon L. Alameen. He did the interview when we weren't there, and it's where he asked for the governor to the state to come back in.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. Send it to me.
You didn't get that one? Okay,
send it to me.
Let me send it back to you. Okay. This is a lot of material. Okay. Okay, I just sent it back.
All right, give me 1 second if you want to keep going.
Okay. Somebody said producer J name is gonna be J Money. He is on it. Literally to have when he is 1 o'clock in the morning, and literally it was a conversation for like over an hour. And this was tweaking things because I try to make sure what I bring, I can tie. Yes, Dr. Padroni is with Channel 5. He's got it. I sent it to him. And so he should be uploading because I'm gonna speak to after we're gonna have some. Y'all probably see where he said we need to have the governor back in. What happened last time the governor came? Flint got poisoned and drank poisoned water for 18 months. Who wants the governor back in our business? Who wants no? And then someone told us I'm an ambassador for the third ward. That ain't what our charter says. They just try to keep circumventing the charter. Circumventing the charter. Here we go.
Don't upload your videos to YouTube. Upload to Restream, where we will live stream it to YouTube.
Folding tonight, Flint leadership in limbo after a special meeting adjourned for a lack of members. This after Mayor Sheldon Neely ordered the council to meet and take care of unfinished city business after weeks of disagreement. And as Raven Blue reports, it's adding even more frustration for council members and the people they represent.
Disheartening. We're giving a disservice to the residents. At the end of the day, the residents, the people are going to suffer.
Flint City Council held a special meeting Monday night at City Hall, but it was once again adjourned early after the council failed to make quorum. When council members Jerry Winfrey Carter of the 5th Ward, Tonya Burns of the 6th Ward, Dennis Pfeiffer of the 8th Ward, and Jonathan Jarrett of the 9th Ward failed to appear.
These political games has to come to an end.
Flint Mayor Sheldon Neely ordered the council to meet so members could handle city business after weeks of infighting and deadlock votes.
People need to let up. People need to let up.
Flint resident Lottie Durrett says she hopes the 4 council members who did not show up continue to stand their ground.
The last, they voted on a new president and new vice president, but as the last time, the ones that still want to be in those same leader positions, we had chaos. It's time for a change.
But First Ward Councilman Leon L. Alamede believes the same 4 members are essentially holding the city hostage.
We have Third Ward residents here very concerned. They have a lot of issues going on in the ward. They don't know who to call. They're reaching out to different council members trying to get information and get assistance with the things that they need. We can't go into the new year without someone being representing the Third Ward.
El Alamin believes the only way for things to get fixed is for the state to come in.
I think if it comes from the governor's office or something, then I think people is going to really take that real serious and we can get things moving. If individuals want to neglect their duty on council, then maybe the governor needs to step in and maybe someone needs to be removed.
For now, the governance of Flint remains in limbo with no end in sight. In Flint, Raven Blue, WNEM TV5.
Okay, so one thing that and shout out to Lottie Durrett for giving a great interview. Lottie is been put out of council numerous times and warned by Liddell. She's part of an elite club of people who saying, you know what, not in my city. I live here. I'm gonna be here, and I'm gonna fight for what's right. So Lottie she speaks her mind. She shows up, and matter of fact, she actually went to not only just Kamala, she went to Trump's rally. She educates herself on everything. So kudos to Lottie, very well spoken. So some key points that Councilman Leon L. Alameen, he said, we're holding the city hostage. No, that would be you, Liddell, Candace, because their position. Tell your friends it's a period at the end of that 12 months. Tell your friends there is a period. And if you want to change the charter, I put it up there for y'all to read. I put it up there. Reading, and then you need the comprehension to comprehend it. And so he also said he wants the state to come in. Well, let me give you some background. What happened with the state? Because clearly he didn't understand. When you ask for someone to come in to govern you, that we're already being governed, that is really an institutionalized mentality that you feel you have to be governed by someone else. No, we know y'all all trying to secure your bags, your money with your nonprofits. The state came in before and sold everything off. Everything off. And 18 months people drank poisoned water. Not only was it with lead, it was other toxins, PFAS, cyanide, other toxins in there. 18 months. Why would you say to have the state come back? Why would that, and how would that be a good idea? How and why would that be a good idea? The state came in, people were poisoned, people haven't gotten one nickel, one dime, one penny from that. Not as if you could ever make it right. So my issue is, one, we know who sent them up there. We know why. We know exactly why. And then to say we neglecting our duty. Leon, you leave before 10 o'clock. When Quincy would leave, you would leave right with him before then. You have terrible attendance since you've been selected and elected. Let's keep it real. You weren't there for Hasselbrink when that just magically appeared up there, because it should be amended. It should be amended to a 10-year, like some of the other ones, $1 per year. Take the micromanaging off to where they don't have to call the mayor to who they're leasing out to. Take off that the city gets a percentage of the rental fees. Take that off. He was absent. Did anybody call you, Leon, to see if you were home? Did you send in your unexcused absence as if this was school and your best buddy Liddell tried to require other good and grown folk to do that? Did you do that? You know, and so those keep bringing the state in and neglecting our duty. And I'm going to tell you this. They trying to say, oh, no one's doing the war. I told our city clerk, and I've taken calls. Anytime there has been a council member that hasn't been able to attend, Dennis, when he was out, give me all Dennis's calls, and I took them. Whatever they needed, I took care of the residents, because y'all heard me say this before. I don't care if whoever it is. I don't care if I like you or not. If someone is absent or you cannot attend, I'll make sure that we're not going to drop the ball. Councilman Mays, when Councilman Mays got sick, and it was some things leading up to that I took calls. And I told him, and this was before he passed away, and then when he passed away, I took the calls. I told Davina, when Quincy passed away, I said, send them, tell the secretary, send them to me. I have no problem. I will answer their calls, because I try to stay on the calls. I said, if you can ask, look, don't take my, ask the clerk. I have always done it, and I did the same thing when Quincy passed away, because it's about the residents. Him saying, oh, they're not getting calls. You just told another lie, a lie. You told an L-I-E. You told a lie, because I have been getting those calls. And I told Davina to send those calls to me until. Now, if you want to do something, tell your bestie that there's a period at the end of that sentence of 12 months. Oh, they got Jerry Winfrey Carter on here cussing. Okay, so let's go to, can you put up what his, can you put up let's talk about some of his funding that he's got, because he has a nonprofit. Okay, so some of the funds that he's received within like the last year and a half, he received Leon El Alamein received $200,000 from the Community Foundation of Southeast Michigan. He received $300,000 from the Justice Fund. He received $283,375 from the Islamic Relief USA. He received $74,000 from CIV-Lab. He received $30,000 from the city of Flint. That one was in his name, not in his business name. It was in his name. He also received $8,750 from the city of Flint. That was in his name. What does he have left, I believe, to pay? It was up there, $150,000 in ARPA funds. And he actually served on the 3rd Ward ARPA committee. So he shouldn't be voting on anything ARPA because he was there making choices, knew who was on it. So total in grants that he would have received for the last, year and a half, whatever, year and a half, $1,046,125. And it may be a little more than that. And this was just a simple search of the articles. So the nonprofit hustle, pays pretty well. It pays pretty well. So $1,046,125. That's a lot. Producer Jay, did we lose coverage?
No, you're live.
Did we lose the connect?
No, you're live.
Oh, okay. So what are they trying? Let's keep that up. So if you were getting, I guess let's say the last 2 years, and it has to be more than this, if you were getting that $1 million, of course he's gonna get on to do that TV5 when they say that we're holding the city hostage, that we need to have the state come in. Who would think it's a good idea to have the state? When the state was poisoned, under Governor Rick Snyder, the city of Flint was poisoned. Why would you want the state to come back? That is an institutionalized mentality for you to even say that, to be governed by the state who poisoned us. Why would we want the state to come back in? He thought that was a good idea to do that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So let's go to I see whoever the troll they got out of here. You got some folks in there saying, hey, we need some more admin. Look, they gonna look. And thank y'all for making sure that we keep everything going inside of the chat. I appreciate each and every one of you for making sure. I truly do.
I got
so
rid
let's
of
go
it.
to.
I found him and got rid of it.
Thank you, Producer Jay. So, so we know why Liddell's back. So, and what we did, Candace's. Let's go, I think, to Liddell's, her nonprofit with the 50 to 25 and then the check. Did I collage those in together? So they all have to vote. Quincy was telling you they were having meetings. He knows, Candace tried to tell on him, and he turned around and flipped the script on her and abstained. And he said, I didn't put the one up for Good Church, but that $300,000 is yours. That one is yours. So when we look at, she needs to come back. Now, Cyrus Park, they had been, the nonprofit status had been revoked in May. I don't know if the nonprofit status is back, but I had talked about it on the previous show before. But this shows that she was given, this is the $50,000, and she needs to come in for counsel to show what she's done with her $75,000. We need to see that. So this is the 50. So then she voted to give this to herself. She voted to approve this, and she's affiliated with this nonprofit. So here's what they try to say, where they try to circumvent with the loophole. Well, it says the Neighborhood Engagement Hub. Okay, but whose bank account does that go in? Cyrus Park. Neighborhood Engagement Hub gives the money to Cyrus Park. So this is one of the things that you'll hear Judy lie and say, like she has nothing to do with it. In order to open up a bank account, you got to have your EIN number, your ID, because you got to be held accountable for whose bank account it is. Liddell, that's her bank account. It's hers. It's her. She originated that nonprofit. Her name would only come off if she closed the nonprofit. She originated it in August of 2021. 2021, she originated it. And so she turned around and put herself another, 25? Is that the 25,000? Oh, that is that one. Oh, that one's Candace's for the 300,000 that Quincy, I didn't even say dry snitch. Quincy snitched though. Quincy told it all. He told, and he had dialogue. They used Quincy for his vote. They didn't care about him. They used him for his vote. So that's the 300,000. You had, that was Candace's that she's associated with. Then you've got Leon's over $1 million, 1,046,125, and then some. And then you've got Liddell, the 25,000, then 50,000 first, then 25,000. Then she got her little check that was made out to Cyrus Park. Now here's the fun thing: are they reporting all of this stuff? So that's why they don't mind violating the charter to keep position in power, because this is how they're getting their money. Now, residents aren't getting the darn thing. Just like Quincy said, we haven't followed, things have been out of sequence when giving appropriate money to the Arpa. He called him out. He called him out. He had no problem doing that. And it was very clear. And then there were times where Quincy would be like, he gonna do he would do what's right. And that lawnmower, it was a nice one. Like I said, he did cut grass. I remember Murdoch had called me one time. He was like, look, they mowed this grass and it looked a mess. Can you call Quincy for me and ask Quincy to come mow it up to, y'all know he loved Dewey Park. I called Quincy. I said, hey, Murdoch was trying to get in contact with you. He needs you to mow the grass before they have this annual event. He was like, all right, he said, Tonya, I'll get you to tell him that, I can't do it today, but I'll do it in the next, 2 days. I'll get it done. And he did it. So, let's see, y'all. It's a lot. And listen, I told producer Jay, you hanging in there? And y'all look at the scroll down there, click like, share, subscribe. And you can also donate Cash App, $ producer J87.
I told you I got to 4:30.
Listen, I'm going to be sleeping on here. We was on the phone that the call went in at 1:15. I don't remember what time we got. I have had little sleep. So what is our next video? Oh, Quincy's family. And then after that one, I want you to put up the to invite the grieving family, because clearly they gaslit this family. They gaslit this family to come, and y'all just saw the video. What they were using him for was a vote to secure the back. Quincy abstained. He didn't vote on it. He abstained. So if you if you can put up the one where did I get that one to you? Thank you.
What y'all think Liddell don't think?
Man, Liddell no happy as hell. But
Happy about what?
But they went up. They wanted us to talk. Yeah. They wanted me to talk. Liddell don't want me to talk.
What they want you to say?
Whatever I was gonna say. They ain't want me to say nothing.
They wanted me to say
They knew I was coming for her. They knew I was going for her. And they knew I was going for Tonya.
I wanted it to continue.
The other bitch that was it. Yeah, we shut it down. All the police. Hey, look. One of the dudes in the chair was all looking. We was.
And thank you to 810 Flint for their videos. And also I want to say we had some video footage from 810 News Media Group. We appreciate, give your acknowledgments for pulling off of yours or viewing yours. And also 810 Flint, 810 News Media Group with Mickey. We used yours. Yours doesn't have the credits. I think that was something that was earlier this week. And then 810 Flint with Xavier, thank you for what y'all do so that we can keep the residents informed. So then she put up producer Jay, where she welcomed the family back. Can you after that, where they said clearly they were there to get Beverly, they was there to get me, and they didn't gaslit this family, and someone had said, the family clearly didn't watch it. They were telling, I'm telling Quincy, the bed rig with those cars, Quincy would let me know stuff. So she put in there, Liddell gave a news release. She says, to the family still grieving and waiting to share their voices, we welcome you back and support your ideas. Okay. And so that case, I think they're still working, and the detectives haven't, I spoke to a detective once. It was less than 5 minutes. They didn't gaslit this family to come up there, and they clearly didn't know what was going, they don't know. Not my problem, because they showed out up in there. They showed out up in there that day. On October the 14th, there was a conspiracy to incite a riot. And when you looked up there, who did you see? The 4 of them, Judy, Liddell, Candace, and Leon, not bothered. Why? Because they knew what was getting ready to go on. And unfortunately, a firearm was brought out to defend herself and her mother. It was unfortunate. It was a mess that day. They had basically backed Beverly Biggs up against a wall, and she feared for her life. She felt that she was an imminent danger and a threat. And so Jerry said, I was that other. Jerry, you probably was. So you don't invite these, you come back to do that again. Why? Because Liddell's going to let the family get in trouble. She don't care. It's about her. It's about her. How does she reach her key? How they securing their bags? That's what it's about. So can we go to the next video, please, Producer Jay?
Which one do you want? Which one?
We did 2 of them, right? Oh, let's go to the city one. I think this will be the 4th. Is this the 4th one? Would be the city one? And then I think I put a mark on it at a timestamp. So this is what happened the night when we were all there. We were there that night, and I think it's almost to the end. I think I put the marker.
Yep. So keep talking. That video would not. I know where it is. That video would not download. So I'm gonna have to go and screen share. So go ahead and keep talking. I'll let you know when it's ready.
Okay. So this is the night that we're at round 344, and Liddell was saying she decided to put people out. And said she's making up her own, but per my rules. What is per your rules? These ain't your. We got these rules, Robert's rules, and charter rules, which is a law. You putting people out, come with some because you have your own rule. No. So that evening at round 344, she decided to weaponize the police on the residents, and the 4 of them broke quorum. And that is on the official Flint City Council meeting. You can see that it's on there. And then, so which leaves them. So when they decide to break quorum, and according to Rule 3.1, that was adopted April 24th, that the vice president, president, and finance chair will stay. This invalid rule that for the first time, the city of Flint is not in, it conflicts with the city charter, which is clear. It conflicts with the charter. And I put up, how do you change the charter? And so when we talk about how do we change the charter, you don't add a comma, there's a period at the end of that. And so it leaves them in control. So they can break quorum every meeting to retain their position. They can do that every single time to keep their position. And that's what they're going to do. So at round 344, it was off the rails, y'all, at that round. So let me know when you're ready. I see Producer Jay got the video. Let me know when you were. Actually, it's towards the end. I think it's like 22 and 10 seconds left. So I apologize. Yeah. It's almost to the end. time does she spend? Look, I'll stay here for 5 days and no sleep, as long as she ain't the president.
And Mr. Alamin. Mr. Alamin is the only one that has voted so far for Ms. Mashat.
Where were we?
Round 344.
Were we in the middle of a vote?
We're in the middle of the vote.
I can't hear you, Madam Clerk.
We're in the middle of the roll call when that happened. So this is round 344 with Mr. Alamin. Ms. Lewis.
Candace.
Ms. Priestley.
Candace.
Ms. Winfrey Carter.
Jared.
Ms. Winfrey Carter. Ms. Burns.
Jared.
Ms. Mashat.
They haven't even received a warning.
Mr. Pfeiffer.
Mr. Jarrett.
Mr. Jarrett.
She's so immature. I kid you not. Just it's
That's
embarrassing.
4 votes for Ms. Mashat, 4 votes for Mr. Jarrett.
Madam Clerk, we cannot hear you.
That's 4 votes for Mr. Jarrett, 4 votes for Ms. Mashat.
Point of order, Madam Chair, or Madam Clerk. Who has the authority to remove residents?
Without a warning.
Without a warning, within in your council rules, I would say the police can remove someone without your permission if they're a threat or something like that. But your rules say the council members shall call someone to order and that you give warnings. They only your rules speak to council members.
So to the council records, who has got a warning today?
Formally?
Yes.
I believe you didn't vote on any, I don't
Right.
think. I don't think anybody's got a, hold on.
Nobody. We only have one special affair. During this one, nobody.
Point of order, Madam Clerk. I brought them to order, and I also gave them a warning. I stated on the record I'm going to ask for them to be removed if they proceed to disrupt the meeting.
That's not true. Point of order. You did not give them a warning.
So
That's
we don't
not
have
true.
the
You're telling
ability
a
to.
lie.
I asked.
We don't have the
You're just
ability
lying.
to appeal any warnings or anything. So
Right.
how is that valid?
Exactly. Just making it up as she go.
I give the councilwoman in the second ward a warning. Appeal it. I don't like that look. That's your second warning. Please remove yourself. Mr. Villarreal,
need to
could you
remove her
the
then.
councilwoman in the second ward, please? She's been given 2 warnings, and I've asked her to remove herself.
Point of order.
If we want to play that game.
Point of
let's play the
order.
game.
Madam Clerk, point of order.
What's your point?
We're not playing a game. We're playing the fact that we are upholding the disorderly person city code subsection, which speaks to if you persist to disrupt the meeting, if you persist to be disorderly, you will be asked to leave this meeting.
Point of order. You have been disorderly and disrupted this meeting so many times tonight. So your abusive point of order, and I'm now giving you a third warning.
Excuse me, Mr. Pfeiffer, you don't have the floor.
You have
and so it is the duty of this body to bring the audience to order. You refuse to exercise your duty, and you're calling me disorderly for doing so. We will have order in these chambers as long as I'm in this seat. And so per our rules, as you continue to yell out, call me Moose and etc. while you all over here giggle and act like it's not happening. Okay? As we continue to do this, I brought them to order and asked for them to be removed from this meeting because we continue to be disruptive. Now, I understand that's your friend.
Point of order.
But we must make sure we have order.
This is not a valid point of order. You're using the point of order to take the floor. This is your fourth warning.
Remove yourself.
Mr. Villarreal, please remove the councilwoman in the second ward. She has given 4 warnings. No, we haven't voted on removing him.
We didn't vote on removing him. We couldn't even appeal if he was given a warning. He wasn't even given a warning. Anytime a warning is given, we can appeal the ruling of the chair. He has had no warning. She's making it up.
Chief Green.
Point of order.
Chief Green don't run this, okay?
Chief Green is the chief of police, and according to the rules and according to the safety plan, they are responsible for maintaining order in these chambers. We don't have to. We already voted on the rules. These are rules already established.
Listen, you made up that plan.
These are rules already established. Okay. Very well.
Madam Clerk, please continue with the roll.
Can you pause it right there for a second? Can we pause and I still talk? Okay, can you hear me? Listen, y'all see who broke quorum. You see who broke quorum. First person was Candace. The second person to leave was Leon. The next is gonna be Liddell. Last is gonna be Judy, and she said something smart and inappropriate and slick as she leave. First one to leave, Candace. Second one, Leon. Can we put it back and then Liddell, then Judy? I'm sorry, I just need you to pause. Can we put the video back on? So they were telling the public they broke quorum. I'm sorry. Thank you.
All right. We're at round 345. Round 345. Ms. Lewis is not in. Ms. Priestley.
Candace.
Ms. Winfrey Carter.
Jared.
Ms. Burns.
Jared.
Ms. Bichette is not in. Mr. Pfeiffer.
Mr. Jarrett.
Mr. Jarrett. Mr. Alameen is not in. That's 1 vote for Ms. Mashat, 4 votes for Mr. Jarrett. Round 346.
Madam Clerk.
Mr. Jarrett.
What happens if we lose quorum tonight?
Well, you just did.
You just did.
Yes, did they not see a nasty attitude?
Yes. Right.
For the record, the councilwoman in the 4th ward broke quorum. The councilwoman in the 2nd ward broke quorum. The councilman in the 1st ward broke quorum. The councilwoman in the 7th ward broke quorum.
At least we showed up.
Oh, who's still in their seat? Keep walking. Keep walking. Shut up.
I'm going to speak off the record. The meeting is over, but I will also defer to the attorney because you lost the quorum before you made this appointment.
They messed it up.
When you have your committee meetings on Wednesday, the chairs will still be the chairs because no successor was chosen. And in the rules, the rules say if you don't pick someone, well, the charter
rules.
The charter speaks to when you are appointed, when you are certified as elected. It does not speak to every year. When you refer to that charter section that says 7:30, it's talking about when you're certified as elected.
Okay, but my question as to the committees, only one committee had an appointment. What about the other two? Because government ops and legislative don't.
So I will defer to the attorney.
Okay.
But this,
because they didn't assign they didn't assign a governmental ops when the previous council person in the 9th ward
that's
was
correct.
here.
They would still be vacant.
And so too was vacant legislative.
Correct.
Okay.
So hold on, to you, clerk, Attorney Cups. There's only one. The finance chair does not have a term, but that is appointed by the president. We have not chosen a president because the council person, the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 7th broke quorum. So we do not have anyone that we have put to the seat because they broke quorum.
And I'm sorry, I missed Clerk Donahue's position.
So here's my position. So when we speak to the charter and the council rules, we have to go by the charter. We didn't put these rules in place, not the 4 of us, because they were rules that should have never been put in place. There's only one term that doesn't state the length of the term, and that is the finance chair. But the finance chair it is selected by the president. So us coming back to put people in office again makes no sense. I'm not in agreement with that. We need to figure out one. Maybe we cannot elect at a council meeting, but they are done. It's 1 year. Okay, we can stop right there. So I stated on the record what my reasoning. I talked about the charter. Look, I don't have to pick up the whole charter, y'all. I just do the one little grimy page, but it's right here. The other parts of my charter and the rule 3.1 should be invalid because it does not. If you want to change the charter, you got to take it to the vote of the people, the voters, as it states on here. Adopted by the voters. The voters have to change it. That hasn't changed. I put up how do you change the charter. I put that screen up if you want to change the charter. So let's go to, and I'm going to move on. Monday, who knows what it's going to be like because they want to retain those seats. Power and position is dangerous to people who've never had it before and they don't know what to do with it. And so they're treating the residents like garbage. They don't care. It's their own agendas. I've showed you where they're trying to get their nonprofits, their money, and it's very profitable for them. Of course, they're going to do whatever they got to do to keep these seats. Say whatever they got to say to keep these seats because it's profitable. Leon just showed you that was just a quick, that we came up with. That one was over 1,046,125. Then we also have got Liddell, 25,000, 50,000, the checks. Judy, we don't know what all she's saying because she hasn't filed her campaign finance report. Her sister is the treasurer, and I believe Dennis put up, she had talked about, she owes a $4,325 in fees. Judy, who you getting money from? Why is that not on your campaign finance? There you go. Judy Priestley, council member, her campaign finance report, $4,325. She has not shown or did her campaign finance. who donated to her campaign. We don't see it. It's not on there. We've been on this council since 2021. Why hasn't she filed so we know who she's working for, so we know whose funds, so we'll know. We don't know. We don't know. So that's why when I say this money goes not to me, it goes to producer, hashtag producer, and that's a hashtag $producer J87. That doesn't go to Tonya Burns. That goes to for him and whatever it takes to produce this show, which is a lot. But you look at her campaign finance. Why has she not did her campaign finance report? Why? There's only one reason why. Politicians don't, because they don't want you to see who's backing them, who put them in office, who gave them money. That's why. That's why I funded my own self pretty much. That's what I did. I funded myself, and because I had ran before for council and did not win the first time I won. Didn't win. So I want to go into they have thrown up this Hasselbrink. And so when Leon made the statement, they're holding us hostage. And you don't have the best attendance. Just to be honest, Councilman Mason missed. He didn't leave early. He did not. He does all the time. Leon does. And so if we can put up, I will have some. So one of the reasons why I am not supporting that service center over there, and I'm not, and it has come back to us, and they have changed the terms, and there are some changes. One, it comes out of the police forfeiture drug fund or forfeiture fund. That's not in their budget. That should go to the police. So this is what they were sending out. This location could close soon. If you are a frequent customer here, call your council person to tell them to keep the service center open. Unless city council votes to approve this contract to keep the service center open, the doors will close at this location December of this year. Call your council person and urge them to keep the doors open. Then they put the city council secretary's number. Okay, this building we paid for last year $9,000 a month. $108,000 for the entire lease for 1 year. Then you have to pay for staff. Then you have to pay for the water bill and for utilities. I'm not supporting this. I'm going to tell you why. It comes out, again, I'm going to tell you why. It comes out of the police forfeiture fund. Can we put up the wages for Flint police? We are losing police. We're not competitive with, say, University of Michigan, Flint. They're sniping and taking ours off. They're like $16 more. So a starting rate. So top out wages. So we look at our wages in Michigan State Police. Who's at the very bottom of the pay scale? City of Flint. So who's above City of Flint? Everybody. Mount Community College, Genesee County Sheriff's Department, Metro Police Authority, Clawson Police Department, Genesee Township, Northfield Township, Flint Township, City of Davidson, City of Flushing, City of Burton, City of Grand Blanc Township, Macomb County, Michigan State Police, and U of M Flint. I'm not supporting because we need police. And all police aren't bad. If they listen to every time Liddell tried to sick the police or weaponize them against the residents, they would have everybody in jail. Sergeant Villarreal that night, please leave that up for me. What he did was went over, talked to the clerk, because Liddell told a lie. They were not giving the warnings. And so he did his job. What did she do? She circumvented and called Chief Green. Then told everybody Chief Green said to put him out. Chief Green didn't know what was going on in that meeting. And for him to take that without knowing and then talk and to say that, he shouldn't have done that. Trust in the people that you have in position that they'll make a rational judgment. And they did make a rational judgment. They did. There was no warnings that were given at all. And so when we look at, like I say, that pay scale is $900,000. It's over $900,000 in there, in that forfeiture fund. What I would like to do, take that money, give a bonus to our officers. Give them help to make their wages competitive. With that drug forfeiture, we have an opioid problem. We have a serious drug problem. So taking that money, that will encourage them. So, hey, how can we get drugs off the street? We getting a bonus. Morale is in the toilet, not just low, it's in the toilet. And I don't think the toilet is even spinning anymore. Take that drug forfeiture fund, give that to the officers, because them officers there, when they talk to the rest that night when she tried to get round 344, which by the way was a record, not a proud record, before the four of them broke quorum. Liddell, Leon, Candace, and Judy all broke quorum. You're seeing it on the video. Those officers state they did their job. We need to make sure we're taking care of them. Now, I agree with Councilwoman Winfrey Carter. We have both talked about this. Upgrade your system to make it easy for them to pay. They're like, well, the people on the north side don't have, they cannot, it's easier for them. Okay, I agree with that. But you know what else? They keep saying, it is a police mini station. Okay, the patrol officer there had to be put back on the road. Why? Because people keep quitting. So there is no officer there. What happened across the street from that? A 12-year-old little girl was killed by sleeping on the sofa. Safe in her home. She was killed, was about 2 months ago. She was killed in her home. Put some money, use that money to boost our morale for our police staff. We need a gang task force because we don't have one. And make sure we start taking care of the people. Now, if your house get broken into your car or something, domestic violence, we don't have enough officers. And I'm going to give you, there was an officer who went to a domestic violence call. He got overtaken. This was last week. News didn't have it, y'all. He was overtaken with a broken nose because we don't have enough. He was there by himself. It is dangerous for our officers. So what do? They leave and go where there's higher pay. So take that money from the drug forfeiture fund, use that to give our officers a bonus to let them know we appreciate the ones we got left, what they're doing. Boost their morale. I'm not paying for a service center. I'm not agreeing to that. Now I have no drug forfeiture fund. I don't care how much the lowest rent. No, not doing it. That officer who had to go to the hospital with a broken nose and other contusions, that's serious. That's serious. So how much are they going to want to show up when we not showing up and the city ain't showing up for them? How will they want to show up? That 900-something thousand need to go for bonuses. That encourages them to work harder, get them drugs off the street, get these guns off the street, get these gang members off the street, get them help. We need a lead court because our kids were poisoned. We know that poison and lead in the brain affects and positivity. It affects how these children think, how they react, period. So I'm not supporting that center. That comes from the police forfeiture fund and needs to go to the police officers who show up every day. It needs to go to them because they are under a lot of stress. So we got that one done. So what was the questions, Patrick? I mean, not Patrick. I see Patrick. I'm sorry, producer Jay. And I haven't even seen. I can't watch and do both.
So I just been kind of holding
Patrick,
them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. So I've just been starring some comments that I was going to put up whenever you got ready to answer some. So
I'm ready.
Just telling people to put them in the chat. So give me 1 second. I'll go to one that just came.
So Flint is the very lowest, the bottom. Everybody else up here, they at the bottom. Flint has more area to cover. Flint is the largest population. Tonya, what's the status of the witness protection program? I will never forget when Mays and Chief Green, if all the inmates were wearing fake wigs to disguise themselves. It's over at the county. It is taken up. The funds were transferred over. I don't know if they have anyone who was in the witness protection program, but I can follow up. The MOU was signed. I did see the MOU, memorandum of understanding. The funds were I was told they were transferred, but I will check to see. Next one. Ms. Burns, where do you get all that energy from? You don't even seem tired. You know, because it gives me, and I don't make a lot of money here. I don't. And I'm going to tell you every day, I'd be like, maybe I need to go back to doing, you know, what I make in a year here, I made in a week. But I want to see something good for our city. Yesterday, when I was out there with the Cameron and Kennedy, and they were, it was the Thanksgiving giveaway up to the help center in my ward. With Charlie, I interviewed her. It's on my page. That keeps me going. That keeps me going. I don't think every elected official is not a bad elected official. And I know people say, oh, well, Tonya got thick skin. Yeah, but hey, it gets to me. I do it because of, you know, young people like Cameron. I call him my bag buddy because we were bagging up canned goods, apples, and so on. And I do it because we got to, everybody can't leave. And I take some serious beatings, literally, with the comments and my business out there, which I don't look. If they want to look, I chip away at my water bill. Y'all, they can keep putting it up. But I'm on a budget plan. I never filed bankruptcy because of my licensing that I've had. I probably should have, because when I got really sick, and one day I'm going to talk about Black women and fibroids, and not just Black women, because Taylor was telling me, and her and I were talking about it. Is very serious. It's very serious. So I have payment plans that I work out, and so I work for the people, and it is the most satisfying. I've always told people I would still teach, but teaching wasn't going to send my kids to college and do the things I needed to do. So I've always volunteered and given my time. Councilman Burris, can y'all put a referral on to have member of the Charter Commission to come before the council and explain their reasoning? Well, the charter, they haven't been told that there was a charter change. And so it is, I'm going to update because I don't want to misspeak. My issue was having, they did send out for independent legal opinion from the Clark Hill, but I did get an opinion from my attorneys who won in court. And I'm the same ones that Arthur Woodson, who won in court. And the legal opinion was, you can't change the charter. There's only one way to change the charter. Take it to a vote of the people. Or we can put an amendment on, we can put a resolution, the council can put in an amendment, a resolution to amend the charter, send it to a vote, and it still then has to follow that whole process. But they haven't done any of this. They voted on some bogus council rules and created a way to circumvent the charter and think that they were all Einsteins and geniuses and no one was going to catch it. Yeah, well, we all read too. Question, why does Davina schedule an election earlier than August, than the primaries? So here's the thing, it cannot be scheduled. They give us May, August, and November. Those are the 3 terms. If we are to have an earlier election, one of the things is that they would have to show that there was a discrepancy or some issue, and they would schedule it, they would figure out a remedy. And depends on what the issue is. So let me give, for instance, 3rd Ward, Precinct 10 was an issue. You really have to have election attorneys to work on this because it's complicated. And you really need to argue in person, not in a brief. It needs to be in person because, you know, it's easy. People don't really have to deal with the oral arguments are just much better. And so right now the state has said those are the 3 dates, May, August, November. Unless there was a discrepancy. And we know Precinct 10 was discrepancy because people didn't get ballots. We have asked for the number of people or registered voters in precinct, and you didn't have to be registered. It should be the number of people who live there and registered voters. We have not gotten it yet. Have not gotten it yet. We know that the city was operating on a different map than what the county was. That was a fact. Okay, let's go. We're the Kennedy Center cleaners. At the casino.
Hey, Councilwoman.
Yes.
So let me give my opinion on the
go ahead
about the charter being changed. I think in every city in the United States of America, when the charter is, if someone is suggesting changing the charter, I think everybody knows that it's supposed to go to the residents in order for the charter to be changed. So that's just crazy to me.
And it is. I mean, and that's why it states at the bottom, adopted by the voters. It ends at the voters. And that's just the fact. And you can't, like I said, they didn't add an apostrophe and or, and then they're circumventing creating a loophole to do this. And then they're going by it. And so we don't have representation. I'm gonna tell you, I have asked for legal opinions. I've asked this attorney in writing. I've asked the legal department not only in writing, I've asked it verbally, and they have not given anything written because they know when you change the charter, 3.1 should be invalid. There's a period. There's a period there. So, any more questions? Are we done with the questions? So I'm going to go on to, and I'm hungry now. I was up late when I was talking to you. I made a pot of chili, and so chili always tastes better the second and third day, and it was actually good yesterday, y'all. It was good.
Dr. Petoni is acting up in the chat, but I can't find his comment to put it up on the screen, but I may not want to.
Because Dr. Petoni. Oh, I see the laughy faces, so ain't no telling what he didn't say. Oh, Lord. JWC, we do have an issue. We are at a stalemate. Therefore, we should be able to have a special election earlier than May. JWC, I think we should, but the state, when I read the papers, they were saying no. What they did try to do is say and have someone over at the county to help, or they would pick someone. County isn't over ours. It doesn't state that in the charter. It does not. When speaking with, so they've tried to do some things, they need to, the county gonna take care of this. They did try that, and this ambassador that they're coming up with. No. Let me see. So, I gotta go all the way back down now. We do have an issue. You put up her comment. Thank you for putting that up. And so I want to make sure I'm covering everything. So let's go on to, we're going to close out with, y'all, they recalling me. So it's Judy Priestley's sister. It's Judy Priestley's sister, Sandy. Sandy is the treasurer. And if we can put up what it is. And so I'm gonna stand on for me for what I feel to be what is right. So this is her sister who did it, and she's in the 6th ward. And so can we put up 8110 Flint's? They did a really good post.
I'm slipping again, so let me grab it. Just keep talking.
Okay, so A110 was wanted. So I did not know that the recall was put in. I was volunteering again up to Bethel Church, and when I came home, pulling the driveway, I saw that the clerk had called, or I called him. We talked, and he said, "Well, you know what this call is for. You're the last one, and now they put in a recall on you." I said, "Okay, well, who put it in? And if you can send me the documents and what it, how many." So there were 4 that were submitted. And so, and it's funny because they're recalling all based on lies that the 5 of them had voted on. And so in the recall, which is, there were 4 that was, and I'm going to read each one individually because I took mine to court and won. So that was one where they said I was censured for 30 days, where they said, I turned my back on Quincy. Yeah, I did, because he was talking crazy. And in the protest, I sure did. There's no rule that you can't do that. I did not break a rule when I did that. Then they said, because I told Liddell, it states, because I said she's not a nice person. And I meant that, and I still mean that. She's not a nice person. And so, and then the other one, because I didn't take my seat. And so you can't take your seat when it's in a legal meeting. You can't. And it was an illegal meeting. So Judy's sister, the treasurer, she put that in, but I would like for her to answer, why is Judy, you the treasurer, the 4,325, who's donating to her campaign? And she doesn't want to report it. So it's part of democracy. This is what they do. And it's being done. But there were people who were putting out there, oh, Tonya's going to get recalled and it's coming. I think and then someone has sent this to me. So you got to look at who we looking at and who they talk to and who they connected with. And it gets to be, oh, there we go. So James Cochran had put the 6th Ward messy, her recall coming soon. So James Cochran, he had put, somebody sent this to me. And so what happened? The recalls. And y'all know James Cochran, he comes to the meetings and he was Rose Morrow's campaign manager. And so he had mentioned this. Now he deals with some of the people over there, in 810 News Media Group. And then we have got Trevor is Judy's, by marriage, Judy's aunt. So some of these things, I just watched the way they move. Someone sent that to me and they on here. I didn't see their name because they're going so quick. This is the stuff that we get. So they always send a black person to come after another black person. So he put this out, I guess, within the last 2 weeks, maybe. And he put that out there. So, and then we have Judy's sister who does it. So interesting. So did we find the 810 Flint?
Yep, I found it, but I can't open it.
Jessica said he hates you, Tonya. I don't even know that young man like that. I really don't. I really and truly don't. So whatever his issue is, it's by himself. It is not with me. So, his little thing, because I supported Carol and, let him have it. Absolutely. And I would not change what I've said with me supporting Carol. But, this is, they walk amongst us. Okay. That's what I'm just saying. They walk amongst us. So, and yeah, God bless his heart, as the old folks would say. So I'm sorry, could you find it at all?
Yeah, I found it, but it's not letting me open it. It's taking me to this page is not found.
Oh, really?
It's on Facebook, correct?
It's on Facebook and it is on YouTube.
I'm on YouTube. I can't find it on there.
Oh, it's okay. Then it must be Facebook, and it's saying you can't. Do I need to resend it? Will it let you pull up it?
I can try, but I just tried, and it says this page is not.
Okay. Well, I do think I have them in there anyways. So, if you can put,
I have them already.
Yeah. Well, let's put them up.
The 4 recall petitions.
Yeah.
All right. 1 second.
Wait a minute. So Patrick, our screen can go into a try thing like that? Is that how it showed? Okay, I can't even see them. I don't know. Is it possible to make them bigger? And I think that's one of those. That's what she said.
Let me try.
Okay, because I can't read them. I can pull them up on my phone to read them. Can you take me off? Would that make it bigger?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Here, I'll start to read one. Ooh. So it says, on October 24th, 6th Ward Councilwoman Tonya Burns did not attend a special meeting to interview and appoint a 3rd Ward council person. So that's what that one says. So then there's another one. Is that the same one? Okay. No, it's not. So this one says on Monday, November 20, I can't read that number. According to resolution 230450, 6th Ward Councilwoman Tonya Burns was censured for behavior unbecoming of a council person. The penmanship is terrible. Okay.
So people can't read them because
the grammatical errors.
The format, it looks like these were scanned, and in order to actually to read them on the screen, I'll have to do a lot of editing too.
Okay, no worries. So then another one on Monday, May 24th, according to resolution, Councilwoman Tonya Burns was suspended for 30 days for, then it's something scratched out. I think that's conduct unbecoming of a council member. Okay. So what did we talk about earlier, y'all? Grammar. That at the end of your, I don't even know if that's a period at the end of the year. Grammar matters. And I can't really read that one. So anyway, so they did it to me not taking my seat. I won my case in court. It's going to the State of Appeals Court, and city can't even afford these lawsuits. They just can't. And I really can't, because they're frivolous. They're using the city's tax dollars and the council, the people's money to go after the council members. Well, I don't have a nonprofit. I'm not securing anything for myself like that. I just want to see something great, inspire some young people, because if we want to change Flint, we got to change the people that are in it and things that are going on. But what was interesting, let's lead it out, is that some people don't mind getting money. Or if you getting your little bit, as long as the majority of the people, no, not even a little bit should be taken. Not a lot, not even that much if you're working for the people. So this shows, now I didn't look this up. This was 810 Flint. I don't have all that time, but 810 Flint. This is a courtesy of 810 Flint with the lions thing that they got on there, and it was formed July 1st, 2021. Judy Priestley, office city member, her committee to elect, and it's Sandra Smith, is her sister, and she is the campaign, or she's the treasurer. She's Judy's treasurer. She's Judy's treasurer, and Judy, now let's put up the funds for the campaign for a committee to elect. So their committee to elect, she's the treasurer. And I believe, okay. And so I don't know if are you looking for something, producer Jay?
Okay, which one are you needing now?
I didn't. Oh, listen, look, I almost need, like they was feeding us that night. And I want to say to everybody who sent us stuff, and I got to upload. Thank y'all. Even for the requests, people saying, we're going to send you something. And those who just sent stuff, look, I'm going to do my little heart again. Thank y'all. Because it was so kind. I don't know what Monday's going to be like, but listen, I'm going to sit myself in that seat until we elect a president, which our charter states we do. So I did get, I had bought 3 Snicker bars for Councilwoman Winfrey Carter, but I don't even eat candy bars. But I ate one at our last council meeting and gave her the other 2 because she brings goodies and snacks. But it's probably going to be a long one. It is probably going to be a long one. And so clearly I'm there for the long haul. And let me see. I want to make sure we're not missing anything. Y'all, look, struggle be real. I'm on like 4 legal pads of paper. I want to make sure. We didn't cover just about everything. Producer Jack, look, we making good time. I do want to say, the video where we have where it shows when Councilwoman Lewis was sitting in the 9th Ward seat. That was video footage. Credit goes to Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter. I never seen her move so quick. She was like, and she had good footage. And it was funny because Stephanie was like, Jerry got that footage. And she had the footage. So yes.
Let me do something. Keep talking. As soon as I get it up, I'll put it up.
Okay, great. So that was credit goes to Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter. And so I want to make sure if we have used your footage, 810 Flint, thank you. Credits to you. 810 News Media Group, credit to you. And I do want to say this. If y'all, that's my girl. And she just had her birthday. And she had a couple days ago. I told her happy birthday because I put it on my page. I put it all over everywhere because she is to be celebrated. So happy birthday, belated birthday now, JWC, Jerry Winfrey Carter. And her name has a hyphen. Don't y'all forget that. It has a hyphen. But she actually had that footage. That's how we got. She was all in it with that. Like, she did her thing. And see, people won't believe certain things unless it is on video. Unless it's on video. And so she got it. So credit to JWC for her camera footage that she had. So just to recap, we showed you, the video with Quincy in the $300,000. He abstained. He wasn't going along with the nonsense. We showed you that over $1 million has went to Leon L. Alameen. He does have, I believe, that Arpa thing should come by. I don't think he's gotten $150,000. That should be coming up. And so he's got to do what he's got to do to finish securing his bag, or his money back, however you want to say it. We talked about Liddell with the $25,000, $50,000, and then whatever else, because they just add money. When she came back with that another $25,000, I'm like, okay, but they vote on each other's stuff. And so yes, should the FBI be here? Should the government? Absolutely, because this stuff is just, I'm getting hit. This stuff is just criminal. And so when we look at who they take care of, it's not the residents. It's not the residents. And that is the part that angers me, because you go into public service because you're supposed to care. You want to help make your community a better community. And if you come in there and you speak, you clap, call, or if you go like this, or if you hold the sign to protest, they get angry. And they will put you out of it. I'm going to bring this to order. Per my council rules, per my rules. It's not per your rules. So there always has to be a call to action. What is it that we need the residents to do? One, keep supporting shows and podcasts like this. Please keep supporting podcasts like this. And support me by, I have to have a producer. Everything I say, I put on here with facts. So Cash App, $producer J87. What else you can do? When they're in those comments, you can send letters to the governor, letting them know what's going on, what your support. You can send letters even to, some of you may not like the mayor, let them know this has to stop, and stop pitting or putting our council against each other. And so Councilman Winfrey Carter was absolutely correct. Mayor's hands is all in this business. He was on his little podcast trying to call the North Side. They're trying to paint this narrative that Dennis doesn't, care about the North Side. His side of town is a white side of town, and he don't care about the Black people on the North Side. Stop that guy. If I thought he was, Mays would have called him out. I would have called him out. Jerry would have called him out. Don't feel that way. Not at all. Not at all. He speaks his mind. He's an independent thinker. Jared is an independent thinker, and Jerry's an independent thinker. And that's what we have to do for people who care about this community. So if y'all just continue to support us, and when you see people trying to, our hearts is in it. It is literally our hearts are in it, because Flint deserves good representation. It absolutely deserves it. So, like I say, I don't know what Monday gonna look like. I have no idea. I'm not supporting. I don't even when we get to the payment center. I'm not supporting that. Give that $900,000 to give that $900,000 to the police. Let them give them a bonus. You know, we want them to show up. It's time we start showing up for our police. Because in a crisis, you call 911, you expect the officer to show up. We had an officer last week that ended up having to go to the hospital to be hospitalized with a broken nose and other contusions, because we need to support them, lift their morale. We need to make sure that we're not frivolously spending and take care of our residents and the people who are there to keep us safe. Period. Anything, Mr. J? We covered a lot. You know what? I'm surprised how much we covered. And maybe because you put up everything so quickly. We have not gotten back to the legal opinion with Clark Hill, but can you put back up the how to change the charter one?
Which one was it?
Please.
Which one?
That one is.
Oh, okay. I think I know which one you're talking about.
I underlined in red. Yep. So again, it says to amend the Flint City Charter. The Flint Charter Review Commission reviews the charter and makes recommendations for changes. A change would be adding or until a successor is elected. A change would be, again, Rule 3.1, or until a successor is elected. What does it say at the charter? It ends with a period. A period means it stops, it ends. That's the end of the thought. That's the end of it. It's done. It's finito. It is hasta la vita. It's gone. We done with that part. And says recommendations, says the commission's recommendations are then put to a vote by whom? The registered voters. By whom? Registered voters. It does not say city council to change the charter. It does not. And how do we know? It's on the front of the charter. Voters. It's by who? Registered voters, which makes Rule 3.1 invalid. Invalid. So I need y'all to keep supporting us. I put the facts out there. At some point this weekend, I'm going to take some time to put an explanation, since there is a recall on me by my colleague's sister. And I want people to have the factual information. When I didn't take my seat, when JWC and Pfeiffer didn't, number one, you can't change the charter unless you take it to a vote to the people. That's the founder's sin, the vote of the people. They didn't do that, and they changed the charter. So, Tom Padrone said Tonya goes longer than the NFL. Dr. Padrone, for as much as I gave in this one today, I think it was pretty short. But I'm going to get off of here because I'm your girl hungry. I'm going to get off. So anyway, I appreciate y'all giving your time. But before we leave, how many likes do we have, Producer Jay?
I haven't even went over to the YouTube channel.
Well, don't worry about it then. So listen, before y'all leave, do me a favor. Just hit that like button so we can shoot this out. Shoot this out, the algorithm out, so that we can shoot it out so people can have good information as they should, because they make up stuff as they go. Now this
we had 144 likes. It looks like
I'm finishing up my show. Nope, I'll call you back. I'll call you. Yep, it's on YouTube. Bye. That was Mayor Karen Weaver, y'all. Yep, I just told her. She's like, "Are you still on?" So listen.
It's like a Baptist church around here. You come in here, you don't know what time you're leaving now.
Listen, but the collection planning on, the building fund, the minister's love offering, all of that. We got just one offering here. That Cash App $sign. That we got just one offering. $sign producer J87. We ain't got like for the building funds, the children funds, the pastor's anniversary, the church anniversary. We got just one. So everybody that's on here today and who stayed with me, I'm gonna give y'all some love, because Monday's going to be long. Monday's going to be very, very long. And so I appreciate every single one of y'all that are on here. Miss Irma Shaw, how you doing? Miss Irma Shaw will tell you about that Civil Rights Commission, and we'll call to tell you about it too. Miss Irma Shaw. So listen, and producer Jay, thank you, because we there was a lot, and I wanna not the building fund. That's right. I could not do this without you. Last call, we talked probably an hour. I appreciate you for what you do, because I told y'all how it came about. Literally, y'all, I had went to bed. I had turned it over to the Lord. I didn't cheat and say my prayers. I said my prayers on my knees that day. I wasn't in bed 5 minutes, and he contacted me and said, "Hey, I got it up and going to YouTube, blah, blah, blah. I need you to put this on your page. We need 50 people to go live by the morning time." We had double what we needed because God blessed us. Okay. When you trust and stand on your faith. Now I'm going to go to church just a little bit. God had prepared the path. He had also got my music together. That was from Pastor Jordan over in Chicago. Sent me 6 songs. He sent me the 6 songs. I ain't even played them all. But Producer Jay, can I play the song when we leave going out? Because I like to read the comments. Will it play going out?
Yeah, just give me a second to upload it again, and we should be
okay. Oh, who said Sagittarius are the best? Merc 76. Say it again. Say it again. We the best. We the best. We the best. Sagittarius is a whole vibe, because I'm a Sagittarius, yo. Yes, I am. And so by the time I went to bed, it was so, I wasn't even in bed. I didn't even get to go to sleep. And I rested for less than 5 minutes. And that morning we were able and up and ready to go. That producer Jay had it up and going. We had more than 50 people. We had double. We got 460 people, subscribers. That's the last time I checked. So I appreciate every subscriber, every person that hit the notification bell. Hit that notification bell. Every person that liked it, every person that shared. I appreciate it, because I couldn't do this, and I would not do it if I didn't feel I had people who cared. I will continue to. If it's people who saying, "Tonya, keep moving. Tonya, keep pushing," I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to stand and fill that gap for the people. I'm going to keep doing it. As long as y'all keep supporting me, I'm going to do it. And Producer Jay, I'm doing it with you. You've been on it. You've been on it. So until Monday, I want everybody to have a blessed, happy weekend. I'm gonna make I made the chili. I'm gonna warm up the chili. It's gonna be good today. And I want everybody to enjoy their day. Have a wonderfully blessed weekend. What's left of it. And I'm sending y'all some love. Can we play the music going out? Because look, I'm gonna be reading the comments while the music playing. So I'm sending y'all some love. Look, I done got good at making this hard. I'm real good at it now. So I'm sending y'all some love.
It's saying that I cannot play the video from the storage for some reason. So that was the problem with it at the beginning. What
does that mean?
I don't know if it's if the music may be copyrighted, because it's telling me to contact.
No, it was made for me.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
How do we fix that?
I'll try to fix it. I'll probably have to contact them and
okay, because I like that. I like the music. I do. So listen, I'm gonna tell everybody thank you. I appreciate you. I want everyone to enjoy their weekend. And Producer Jay, you have a wonderful weekend also. So sending y'all love again from mine to y'all. And so next weekend, I don't know if we're gonna come on for sure, but I'm gonna post to let you know.
Show tune in right now. Like and share, our city needs that file. Flint City News got truth to share. When we fight the darkness, we repair. Won't give up, we're standing tall and proud. Voices rising strong, no longer shrouded. Residents deserve what's right and fair. Together we can lift the despair. We fight, we win, we break the chains. Tonya burns for With every step it all renews. Renew, step it all.